Hi, friends. Welcome back for another Sun, Moon, and Stars lesson. For today's lesson, you will need your thinking cap, your listening ears, a pencil or something to write with, your EL workbook, and if you don't have your EL workbook, you can use a lined or plain piece of paper. If you don't have these materials ready, just press pause, gather your materials, and press play when you're ready. Do you remember last week we read a text called Elvin, the boy who loved the sky? In that text, there was a musician, and Elvin was asking this musician lots of questions. But the musician did not answer his questions. Instead, he gave him this. And this is the first time that we've seen this. This is a song that came from the musician, and it was given to Elvin. At the top of the page in red, we see the title Sun, Moon, and Stars Song. Will you read the title with me? Sun, Moon, and Stars Song. This song is sung to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. To help us learn the song, we're going to do a call and repeat. I will say a line and then I'll wait for you to say it back to me. This will help us learn this new song. Okay, go ahead and get out your microphone. Clear your voice and turn those ears on. Remember, I'll go first and then I'll give you this sign when it's time for you to try the line. You'll see the blue arrows as we go through the song, and those tell you where your eyes should be looking. The sun shines over us all. Your turn. I see it sparkle like a ball. The moon lights up the night sky. I see it glimmer bright and high. Stars make patterns in the night. I see them twinkle faint and bright. The sun, the moon, and the stars. I see them all from afar. Whenever I look into the sky, I see them, they're way up high. Good. Okay, so let's go back and we're going to do the song all together. Okay, so let's move our ears back to the top. This time we're going to do the song without stopping. Okay, I'll try to keep up with the arrows. Are you ready? And try to do the motions with me. The sun shines over us all. I see it sparkle like a ball. The moon lights up the night sky. I see it glimmer bright and high. Stars make patterns in the night. I see them twinkle faint and bright. The sun, the moon, and the stars, I see them all from afar. Whenever I look into the sky, I see them, they're way up high. Good! I know that was probably fast, but that's okay. We're going to keep doing this song until we get used to it. It's a fun way for us to think about the sun, moon, and stars. Okay, now that our singing voices are ready, our minds are ready, and we got to move just a little bit with our song, let's move on to our lesson. Today, we are taking another peek inside of Summer Sun Risin'. Before we take a look inside of our text, let's stop and think about what we already know. Remind me, who is the main character of our text? That's right, it's the little boy. And where does this story take place? On a farm. So the farm is the setting of the story. When we think about this text, do we think that it's a story or do we think that it's informational? Yes, this is a story because it's a story that's made up about a character, our little boy. In our last lessons, we really thought about what the little boy and what the sun were doing throughout the text. Then we thought about where the sun was in the sky. Nod your head if you remember doing that. We really focused on the beginning of the text. So today we are going to focus on the middle of our text. Today's learning target says, I can describe what the boy and the sun do in the middle of Summer Sun Risin'. Let's read that again. I can describe what the boy and the sun do in the middle of Summer Sun Risin'. Remember, describe means to give lots of details. So we're going to be thinking about all the details our text gives us to tell us what our main character, that little boy, is doing in the middle of our text. Can you make a prediction about where the sun is going to be? In the beginning of our text, we talked about how the sun was kind of on the horizon, right? And it started to rise up. Where do you think the sun is going to be in the middle of the text? I predict that the sun will be in the middle of the sky, in the middle of the text. Let's see if that's true. Now remember, as we're discovering those things, we're going to be thinking about what is the boy doing when the sun is rising, when it's at its highest, and when it's setting in the sky. Here's that anchor chart that we already started. There's the sun on the horizon, and it's going up, up, up. It's rising, and it's climbing. And I wonder where it's going to be in the middle of the text. Okay, it's time to jump into our book. As I'm reading, you are thinking, what is that little boy doing? And where is the sun? Train on the tracks, shiny as a dime. Ma by the tree, callin' lunchtime. Pa spreads the cloth. I set the plates. Summer sun pauses. Summer sun waits. Let's read that page again. Train on the tracks, shiny as a dime. Ma by the tree, callin' lunchtime. Pa spreads the cloth. I set the plates. Summer sun pauses. Summer sun waits. Take a moment to observe what's happening in the illustrations. The illustrations and the text give you a clue. What is the boy doing on these 2 pages? Yes, our text says, I set the plates. And we know that the boy is telling the story. So the boy is setting the plates. We can see it in the illustration too. So I can infer that if Mama is calling for lunchtime and the boy is setting the plates, I think that he is getting ready to eat lunch. Nod your head if you agree. Okay, let's add that to our chart. Lunch. Now let's go back and let's see where that sun is. Put your eyes on the sun. Remember in the beginning of our text, it was all the way over here, and it has been moving throughout his day. Where is the sun now? It's in the middle. So it seems like our prediction was correct. So now we can add that sun to the middle of our anchor chart. Our last job is to think about what the sun is doing. We know where it is, but what is it doing? This paragraph gives you a little clue. What is the sun doing? I'll read the last sentence to you. Summer sun pauses, summer sun waits. What is the summer sun doing? The sun is pausing and waiting. We found those details inside of our text right here. So let's add that to our chart. Pauses and waits. We call this part of the day, the middle of the day, midday. Can you say that with me? Midday. It's sort of like saying the middle of the day. So in our text, the little boy has reached the middle of his day. He's getting ready for lunch and the sun is just hanging out in the sky, pausing and waiting. Sometimes I feel like the sun really is pausing and waiting when I'm at recess. We go to recess right in the middle of the day. So sometimes that hot sun feels like it's beating down on us, just pausing and waiting. You might notice this when you play outside in the middle of the day too. Let's see if we've reached that learning target. Today's target said, I can describe what the boy and the sun do in the middle of summer sunrising. Did we tell what the boy did in the middle of the text? Check, we did. He's eating lunch. And what about the sun? What was the sun doing? It was pausing and waiting. You got all of those details by describing what you saw in the text. Way to go. Today, when you head out to independent work, you're going to go back to page 38. This page should look familiar because you've already done the beginning and the middle, so now you're going to be doing the end. Today we talked about the middle, so you're looking ahead. The independent work says, draw a picture to show an event from the end of the story. Complete the sentence frame at the bottom of each box to tell what your picture shows. So you're going to go to the box that says end, draw a picture of something that's happening, and complete the sentence stem. At the end, blank. You may need to either pick up the book if you're at school, or you may need to go back to an older video where you can watch the story again. That way you'll know what's happening in the end of our text in case you forgot. I can't wait to see what event you choose to focus on for the end of our text. You did a really good job looking deep into our text, closely reading, and describing what you noticed. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.